The Derek Relaford Show on Bedroom Radio.
And we're back.
Hey.
What up?
I've been having chest pains and my left arm's been hurting. So,
Did you look yourself up on WebMD? Are you dead?
yeah, it said
Dead.
It's actually just I looked up my symptoms and then there was just a link to a casket company.
Uh-huh. What'd you go with? Hickory, mahogany, ash?
Folgers. So my grandpa biffed it 3 days ago.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's cool. I'm not one of those people that get sad when, like, maybe if like one of my kids died or something, I'd be real sad. But like, you know, when like older, like when anytime any of my grandparents died, I'm just like, that's what happens when people get old.
Yeah. Are you close?
They die. Yeah, he was cool shit, man. Like I was thinking about it. Like he every year for my entire 37 years of life, he sent me a card on my birthday with like $3 to $5 in it because he was not a rich man.
Yeah.
Like $3 to $5 was it. And to me, the longest time, I used to be annoyed by it. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Like, I'd get it. Like, oh, Grandpa Hellwig fucking giving me $3 bills. Happy birthday. But then I realized, like, as I got older, man, even I was 37, I got one this year. My real dad, he probably doesn't know my birthday. Like, gun to his head, couldn't tell you. So, like, I'm like, man, this fucking old dude actually gave a shit about me for 37 years. And I took it super for granted, you know?
So this was your dad's dad?
It's my mom's dad.
Mom's dad. Okay.
Yeah.
Hellwig. Any relation to the Ultimate Warrior?
Is his name Kelwig? Well, what's going on?
Oh, Kel. I thought you said Hellwig. The Ultimate Warrior's Jim Hellwig.
No way.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm related to him, man. I don't know.
That'd be wicked. So what's up, Sarah? How was your day? No Braves baseball?
Yeah, Braves baseball.
Oh, there was Braves baseball.
Yeah, they won.
They won.
The only 2 runs, solo shots. Dansby Swanson, responsible for one of them.
Easy now. Make Sarah happy, right? Dansby Swanson and a Braves win.
Dansby with the home run. That man, that's a postseason baseball guy.
And we didn't go live on Easy Out tonight.
No, we did not.
You guys should have. Keep that content flowing.
We thought about it, but I mean, there's just not a whole lot to report right now. I mean, we'll have more tomorrow, I'm sure.
Who, Yankees or Rays?
That just ended. The Rays won.
Are they done there? Then?
No, it's 2-1 Rays. They play tomorrow. If the Rays win tomorrow, it's over. Yankees are out.
It's best of 5?
Yeah, best of 5 in the division series, and then it goes to best of 7 for the league championships and the World Series. So we'll see if the Braves win tomorrow. That's over. They're moving on. The Dodgers, I don't know. I got to check that score. I don't know what's happening there. They won last night.
We got 5 people watching us. Nobody's chatting. Now there's 2 people watching us. Okay, I quit.
They don't give a shit. They don't want us to talk about baseball.
I quit.
Right.
I quit.
Fine. Moving on.
We had 35 people watching that debate on the.
And that debate was weak sauce. We're so much more attractive than they are.
I thought it was entertaining.
It was good.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Kent's producing got some says, yo, it's doubling.
Yeah.
Double audio.
We had some power issues here.
I have it playing twice in 2 different spots.
Couldn't tell you. My power went out shortly thereafter. We lost the feed. We came back up. Everything was smooth as an apple. So, I don't know.
A baby's bum. I don't know, man. Sarah, I posted this picture. Did you see this one? I posted it there. Morton County's looking for a guy. Let me post. I'm gonna put this dude on blast real quick.
I didn't see that.
There's danger in Southwest Kansas.
They're looking for this guy.
What did he do?
Sarah's probably had sex with him.
Are you kidding? Look at that dude. No,
I don't know. He's just not a good person. They're saying we need those 2 guys.
I don't know either of those people.
University of Utah.
Yeah, they're from
There's
where?
their
You know
there's
they're
their
cracking
rig.
for rooting for Utah.
Yeah, they're
There's
probably
their rig.
they're probably from a state over or two.
Buying a lot of candles though. That's what they're wanted for. They stole 5 Yankee candles. As you
So
can
they
see,
did-
the perpetrators are leaving the building with the Yankee candles right now.
They look red, so it's probably like the
Apple
Christmas
cinnamon.
Apple cinnamon. Yeah.
I'm just wondering what store that is in Elkhart that has security cameras like that.
That's in Elkhart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the lumber yard, isn't it?
that's what I was thinking.
It's got yeah, that's the lumber yard. Because look, you can see the towers back there.
What the
Grain
hell
elevators.
did these guys do?
See?
Maybe they stole those tanks.
Yeah, because there's the Epic Touch tower in the back.
Let me see what it says they did.
Those dirty thieves.
It says the Morgan County Sheriff's Office is asking for assistance from the public in identifying these 2 male subjects who are wanted for questioning from an earlier incident that occurred in Morton County, Kansas. Pictures of the 2 males as individuals our vehicle were driving posted. If you have any information, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they just look dirtbaggy.
Yeah.
They look like
What's
dirty
he,
people.
like, reaching around there for? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, like he's like, give me your money. Maybe that's what it was. A little too reachy for my liking.
Yeah, not when you're reaching towards the cash register. That's not okay.
Yeah, sketch for sure. Sketch for sure. Yeah, I don't know. So today I realized I was like talking to somebody on Snapchat, and I realized I'm like, this person doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Like, you know, like nothing bad or anything. You could just tell, like, it was a chore talking to me. So that happens in life, you know. And my thing is, what I've realized I have to do is I have to delete that person. Because every time I see him, I want to say hi to him or something. But I'm just like, yeah, that's like dead. Like, we were friends literally 22 years ago.
Yeah, but you should still say hi out of courtesy, though, right?
But I think when the hi is only coming from me.
Oh.
Like, you know, whenever you realize, like, somebody's just like, I'm over Derek.
Well, I mean, if someone wants to be an asshole to you, they should just say it. You know what I mean? Not just leave you hanging, too, either.
I mean, they talk to me, but I'm just saying, like, you can just tell.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It happens, man. Like, you eventually, like, you realize you're like, man, I'm like the only person that's like trying to keep this like friendship alive. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just.
Maybe your expectations are too high. I'm learning a lot about expectations here.
Listen, Kent, all I'm telling you is that every one of my friendships right now has a DNR on it. Once it's over, it's over. I will not resuscitate any of your friendships anymore.
It's life's too short to hold a grudge, man. You know.
No, that's just it. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm just like severing the tether.
Yeah.
Being like, you are free. Click. We no longer like we're just people that used to know each other. Have a nice life. I'm not gonna hit you up. If my phone's on, if you need to talk, hit me up.
Do you feel like
I'm not gonna talk to you anymore?
Facebook should be like people shouldn't add like people they went to school with, like they don't ever talk to on a daily basis. They just went to high school with this person. Is that an addable person into your social media?
Like, I feel like there's a few people that like they were interesting enough back then, or like I gave a crap about them enough back then that I want to like see how they're doing. But for the most part, like people from high school will send me a friend request, and I'm just like, no, I didn't talk to you. I didn't hang out with you. You weren't in my circle of people. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those people that I'll add anybody if I've been in the same room with you. Like, I'm one of those people. And I get annoyed by shit people post and stuff, but I rarely unfriend somebody or like unfollow. I'll snooze people like hard. Like people that are like on something for like day 5, I'll snooze them for 30 days. But like, I don't know. I feel I live by the saying all is fair in love in Facebook, and like, I don't know. It's it goes about as well as a 24/7 live diary would go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm a fan of the unfollow button. I use it all the time.
Who we got?
We got a couple people coming in. What up?
What's going on?
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What's your name? What you about?
I'm Chris. I'm a programmer. I don't know what else I'm about.
You're Chris and you're a programmer and you have no idea what you're about.
No.
I dig that, man. That sounds like my fucking life story.
There you go. Are you a programmer?
No, I can't program a VCR.
Well, they're obsolete, so you don't have to. But
So programmer, that sounds like a sexy job, or it sounds like you just sit around pushing the number 1 and 0 a lot.
yeah. It's both. To be honest, like at times, like it has its perks, and at other times, like when the fucking COVID hit.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't help me out any more than anyone else.
So I saw a meme the other day. It said, programmer, it's a boy, right? And so he goes and he asks a girl, he's like, hey, you want to go out on a date? And she's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, next step, I haven't programmed that yet. What do I do? How true is that for a programmer? Do you program life?
Well, okay, for that would be a very good question, but not for me. The reason I say it is because I learned how to program after I met my wife. So I had the whole, like I know where I want to be, and I just now need to figure out how to take care of it. I had that figured out before I learned how to program. So yeah. I'm not the right guy to answer that question.
So what type of programming do you do? Are you
Python primarily,
which is
everything. I mean, it's everything from front end web frameworks to back end. Like honestly, the only language that I think that trumps what I've learned in programming is probably Java. And the only reason I say that is because Java can do a lot what Python can do, but Java is read on most servers, meaning I don't have to go to a specific server to learn Python or to adhere to Python, if that makes any sense. But that aside, like I like what I do.
Right on.
Yeah, man. That's dope. We have a website that sucks. You want to fix it, or?
I could. I'm working on my own right now, but I definitely could, man.
What is your website about?
I can't tell you that right now.
Oh, it's like top secret shit.
It's not top secret, but I feel like I have an understanding. Do you speak Spanish at all?
Poquito.
All right.
Nope.
If you spoke Spanish, then maybe you would understand that there is. Look, I feel needs, right? And
so you sell drugs.
That I'm trying to fill, I don't want to let out.
Okay. I mean, if you sell weed, you can just say that, and then I'll ask for your number.
Why would I sell weed back to them?
Ooh, I still don't know what you do, man, but that sounds really
that doesn't make any sense. Like, what is my plan here to sell weed to Mexicans that brought the weed to us? No, man. I mean, come on. It's
Do they still bring weed to us?
Yeah,
I think so.
Because I can't find like brickweed to save my life.
Yeah.
Matt Sondag's in the room, says hi.
Unless Mexico is sending up like some choice nugs now, Back where I'm from in Kansas, they would send up the brickweed, and it was just like it was brickweed, man. But you can't find it anymore.
Oh, it's still there.
It's doing the thing.
What's up, Matt?
Come on. Yeah.
I don't know.
Aw.
She needs to really chill out, man.
Yeah, listen.
We're live on the internet.
Okay.
She wants you to hang up, but you're on a hit radio show right now, so
You're right. So I'm staying.
what group did you find us in?
I find whoever I want to find.
That doesn't help me. I'm trying to figure out which groups are working. I'm trying to get famous by morning, so I don't have to go to work.
Have you subscribed?
I will.
Right on. All right.
Well, sweet, man. We appreciate you stopping by the stream. We got a few more callers to get to, but stop by anytime, man. You're good people, and you can fix our website any day.
All right. I'll do that.
All right, man. Later.
Have a good night, Chris.
Programmer. Now, Sarah, here's the question: could he program that pussy?
What?
He didn't have any hair on top, but I don't know. I don't know if guys are cute or not. Was he cute or no? Poke or no poke?
I was talking to a different guy, so I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention.
Ooh.
She's got her mind on Swansby anyway.
It's baseball
Patrick Dabber
season.
in the studio. What's going on, Patrick? How you
Hey
doing?
everybody, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
What
man?
up?
Hi Sarah,
Yo,
well, how you doing? Haven't seen you on live with Derek for a bit. How's it going?
it's going great.
Good. I saw him on with Alex the other day. Were you watching?
No, I was gonna hop on there too, but I think I was asleep.
Okay. I'm just glad you guys got shit going again, Derek. It's cool, man. I'm glad you didn't give up on the whole thing. I mean, even though you're not getting like millions of views, so you're like Joe Rogan or some shit, we're still having a good time, right?
Yeah, man.
And that's what matters, right? Just having a good time with your friends on the fucking internet, right?
Yeah, man. It seems like everybody's making the switch over to
Absolutely.
Twitch.
Oh yeah, how's the Twitch thing going for you too? You doing it
We're
on?
doing all right, man. We got 50 followers in like a week, and that's like
That's right. Yeah.
one of the requirements. And then now we're working on some of the other things, but I don't know. It's weird. We've only gone to Facebook ever.
Yeah, I know, because I used to be on like when you guys would just do this over StreamYard like we're doing right now, just on Facebook. So good
Matt,
time.
oh yeah, I can't. Matt wants you to shake your weenie. He said, "Show the pee."
No.
What?
Show the pee, dog.
He's talking to you.
He's talking to me, man.
You.
No.
You guys smoking some weed today?
No, I
No.
live in Kansas and it's illegal here, so we don't get to do that.
Well, it doesn't stop Derek and Alex.
Well,
Alex, I live in Arizona. Alex lives in a legal state now too.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, you're in Arizona now, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you can. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Denver. So
Yeah.
where are you, Sarah?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, I grew up in Broken Arrow. I forgot you're from Oklahoma. Where at?
Turpin,
What the fuck is that?
the Panhandle.
Oh, okay. I've never even been to the Panhandle except maybe to drive through to get to Denver.
I'm about like 6 hours from where you're at.
Yeah, the furthest I would go away from Tulsa would ever be probably Oklahoma City most of the time.
Yeah, that's still like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Did you know that the longest, straightest stretch of highway is in the Panhandle? It's like 75 miles or something in America.
Route 66?
No.
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 The highway that you turn at Bryan's Corner on to go to Oklahoma City, and it goes on forever.
Just straight.
No
Yeah,
self service.
There's not even a
Yeah.
curve there.
No.
There's
That's the
hills.
place where you don't want to die.
Yeah,
He says he wants to see the dick hole.
Well, I'm not trying to brag, but it's
Raven
just too
Day
good to
says, "How are
count.
you guys doing during COVID?" Well,
We're surviving.
I've been crying myself to sleep, but other than that,
It's
Yeah. I miss going to B-dubs.
why are you not? I mean, nobody gives a crap in Garden City. You might as well
Yeah.
just go.
No way.
I'll go.
Thank you.
God
I'll
damn
pick
this
it up.
microphone holder, man.
I'll pick it up. Take it home.
I'll go to B-dubs. I got my kids all the time. I'm not going anywhere. I don't know who I'm lying to. But if I didn't have the kids, I would totally go to B-dubs.
Sarah doesn't care about Corona.
Sarah's Rona proof. Obviously, I spent 2 weeks locked up with a 4-year-old who probably had it, and he showed no symptoms, and neither have I.
Can't be proved, Matt says.
I am. It costs money. No. I got an OnlyFans page. I'm set up for that.
You Stephanie looked up starting an OnlyFans, but there's a lot of bad reviews.
Is there?
They take a lot of your money, from what I've been told.
Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
I would too if it was
They-
my
So does TikTok. TikTok takes like 60%, but you still like
Fuck.
can pull some cash in there.
Fuck those guys, man. Jeez.
So are you streaming now, Patrick, or just joining other people?
I have gone live a couple times the past. I just got my. I had to get my laptop fixed, so it was. I didn't even have my computer up and running for like 8 weeks. So, but I just had a new. I just had them put a new hard drive in it, so it's fine now. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are down to broadcast, send me an invite or whatever. I'm down to join the show like anytime.
Yeah, man. We put the link out tonight, man. We're trying to get as many people in here to talk to us.
For sure, man.
We appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, man. So,
the very first restaurant on Route 66 was McD's.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Who was Draven Day? What up, dude, bro?
Dude, he would
on that YouTube.
that fucking Ray, what's his croc guy would just go up and down the fucking highways and like sell McDonald's to fucking whoever would pay to build one there, right? Weren't you talking about McDonald's with Alex a couple of days ago?
I think we were talking about The Founder, that new movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But didn't he just like didn't he kind of just do that, like drive up and down like the Midwest on the highways and try
Well, he was
to do
selling
business like
milkshakes.
yeah.
Beans,
But then he started selling. But then he would go from like town to town, like trying to sell franchises after that, right? Yeah.
I agree with Entertainment Nerd on this Buffalo Wild Wings thing.
I mean,
Are they not open for carryout, Kent?
Yeah, they're open for carryout.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
That's just, I said that's what I
Yeah,
would do. I would carry out.
I have to say, Wingstop is pretty good though too.
Food is never good carryout.
For like, I mean, for like a
That's
for like a carry out wing place, it's
Yes.
pretty good. Huh?
Everybody gets an apple pie now. They're an Entertainment Nerd.
I would join, but I don't know how I'm supposed to be.
How old?
Well, clothes. How old are you? Hold on, buddy. This is
This is
a
18
after
plus.
8 p.m.
You're gonna be 21, man.
I'm not wearing pants, Draven.
18.
Did his milkshake bring the boys to the yard? His milkshake machines, nobody. The reason this is a story. This motherfucker's hawking milkshake machines,
Right.
and it's like five. You can make 5 at once on this thing, and he gets an order for 6 machines for a place called McDonald's in California.
Yep.
So he calls him to say, "Hey man, you guys fucked up. I'm getting ready to send these out, and how many do you really want?" And he goes, "We need 8." He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "We need 8 fucking milkshake machines." He's like, "They make 5 each." He's like, "Cool, send 8." And he hangs up on him. So he goes over there and he like talks to him, he schmoozes him, and he talks him into franchising. And he basically just pretended like it was his idea. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, the brothers that started McDonald's, I guarantee you, the very first 15-cent hamburgers that rolled out were delicious.
Yeah.
I bet you McDonald's food used to be amazing. And then this guy just sort of nickeled and dimed it until he made it into a huge thing. But basically, the 2 guys that started McDonald's, they had both started businesses before, and they both wanted to make $1 million each before they retired. And when he bought McDonald's from them, he paid them like $2.6 million, which basically meant that they both got $1 million after taxes. And that the guys who invented McDonald's basically got $1 million each. And
Which was
that in
a
coffee
Well-
by noon every day.
Well, but back then, that $1 million was still a lot of money back then, though. Huh?
Yeah. It was.
Oh shit! It's $1 million is a lot.
Well,
Five
I mean,
Guys is good
Not to
too.
the,
he said.
like, not to the McDonald's Corporation.
yeah, but I mean, even like remember Austin Powers in '97? We shall hold the world ransom for $1 million. You know, and number 2 is like,
$1 billion. Yeah.
maybe you should ask for more than $1 million. $1
Five
million
guys.
isn't exactly a lot of money these days. VirtuaCon makes over $9 billion a year. It's like, really? It's a lot of money.
Draven's
Okay.
It's 26. Yep.
I'm taking websites age sometimes. What? Is McDonald's even really food? I don't know. We eat it sometimes.
I don't know if those spicy nuggets are fire.
Yeah, they are. If you get fresh ones, that's the thing. You go to McDonald's, it all depends on when you get stuff that gets ordered often, like nuggets or fries. It really depends on like if you get some fresh shit.
Did you get the bottom of the batch or did you get the one straight out of the fryer?
Yeah, like there's nothing worse than going to McDonald's after a shitty day, getting a 10-piece and getting home and taking a bite and it tastes like a fucking hockey puck. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's how you know food is cheap. Like Little Caesars pizza. If you eat a Little Caesars pizza piping hot, it's not a bad experience. Give it 10 minutes. What the fuck is
It's
this?
awful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like I don't know what it's plastic. First of all, the cheese is plastic.
I don't
remember
even
it
like
being
to
really good in the 80s.
I don't even like to get little, like, you know, there's times where I'm not going to eat it, but I'll get it for my kids. I don't even like to do Little Caesars for that. Like, I'm just over here going, I don't think we should eat this.
We do it like once a month. We'll get some little skeets like once a month.
It's not
Because
good.
it's like $11 for a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can go to Walmart and get those pizzas back in the deli, like the great big huge ones for like $6. And it's twice the size of a Little Caesars pizza and 20 times as good.
Yeah,
I agree.
Now you know who the real pizza champion is in my world is Sam's Club. I think they have a tremendous pizza.
I think it's the same as the Walmart one.
Yeah, it's like the $1.50, and they give you the pizza the size of your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
Oh, the
Patrick,
little
man, where can
French
everybody find you, man? We got some more callers coming in. Where can everybody find you, and what streams have you been popping on lately?
This is my name on Facebook.
Patrick Dabb. They let you have that as your name on Facebook?
Yeah. I mean, because I went to Facebook jail the other day on my real profile, so I've been using this.
Oh, this is like your one you used to go live and shit.
Secondary, but this is the one I smoke on most of the time. So.
Hell yeah! All right, man. We'll stop by again, man. We'll probably be on a lot more often now that we're streaming again.
All right, buddy. Well, let me know next time and I'll join you. Thanks, guys.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
We got Hugo Hernandez of Ether Podcast joining us. What's up, buddy?
Hugo.
What's
How
up,
are you, brother?
Hugo?
What it do? How you guys doing?
Good,
Oh,
good.
it's going.
We're
Oh, hey,
talking about. She says Entertainment News Center says Little Caesars got busted for selling drugs. They were putting cocaine in the boxes. Well, duh.
oh shit.
Papa John's where I'm from.
Papa Juan.
Papa John sells cocaine in their pizza.
I don't know.
Hugo,
I
Hugo,
wouldn't be surprised.
I
what
love
pizza
that Papa
establishment
John.
gets your
Go there all
patronage,
the
Hugo?
time.
Dude, you know what, man? I really love our local brewery's pizza. It's pretty fucking fire. Hands down, probably some of the best pizza. Dodge City Brewing pizza. So
Oh,
That's
that
what
is good.
Aldabe was always telling me.
it's pretty fire, dude.
It is good.
hmm But if we're talking like franchise chains, dude, I love Papa John's. I know a lot of people talk shit, but I love Papa John's.
It's
Right
really
there.
good, man.
Yeah.
I digs it.
The garlic butter sauce and
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
the pepperoncinis that come in it. And oh, man, just,
I
I
like
was-
Pizza Hut because that's what I grew up on. But like
yeah.
I
Papa
prefer
John's
Papa
is probably
John's.
the ones that I would go to more often. Pizza Hut's like $1,000 for a pizza.
If there was a Papa John's here, I would never eat a Pizza Hut again.
Yeah, but there's nothing more American than Pizza Hut and the Ninja Turtles, man. You know?
Did
There's
you-
nothing more American than a Pizza Hut buffet, which you cannot find
That's
in
true,
anymore.
too. Yeah.
True.
Did you know that
On the
Pizza Hut took
buffet.
garlic bread off the menu?
That's true.
That's
You get
bullshit.
garlic bread. You get breadsticks, right? I mean,
That's all I wanted the other day. It's like, man, Pizza Hut garlic bread sounds so good. And I went to go order it online and it wasn't there. So I called and I was like, hey, what's up with the garlic bread not being on the online menu? And they're like, we don't have it anymore. And I was like, the fuck are you putting in your pasta? Like, what the? It's just the pasta now? Like, yeah, that's what. No, get out of here. I'm going somewhere else.
Have you been to a Taco Bell lately?
No,
There's
but
nothing left on the menu.
no,
No.
there's not. You can get a steak quesadilla. I
Barely.
I like that burrito that's got the hot Fritos in it, and it's gone. It was only $1.
They got rid of the Mexican pizza, the grilled stuffed burrito.
The
What else?
Papas.
Yeah.
Dude. And
Yeah, French fries. You know, I mean, that was just horrible.
They
What
got
are they
rid of
doing?
French fries too.
The nacho fries were awesome.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I prefer the real thing.
They're trying to be more healthy. They're putting out a more healthy menu.
Oh yeah, that power menu is dog shit. Like
Why fix a good thing, you know? It's not broke.
Taco
don't fix
Bell is drunk food. It is not
it. Yeah.
healthy. I don't go to Taco Bell like, ooh, I'm gonna meet my macros today because I ate here.
Yeah, but where I'm at, anytime you go there, the drive-through is like all the way wrapped around the building out to Kansas Avenue, which is a busy street. It's
I got
ridiculous.
a funny story about tacos. Not Taco Bell, but the other day we had a gig over here in Dodge City, and so I had a couple drinks. I always have a couple drinks, you know. And afterwards, we were talking about getting some tacos. And the taco spot that I usually go to, as I was pulling up to it, there's a fucking checkpoint, dude. And sure enough, dude, like the whole parking lot is full of all these motherfuckers like doing the sobriety test or whatever the hell. And dude, I was freaking the fuck out, dude. Luckily, the guy was super cool. I told him like, yeah, I did have like 2 or 3 beers, but like I'm not drunk. He asked me like, are you down to do a sobriety test? I'm like, yeah. So I get out of the car, and another cop gets in the car and just drives away with my fucking car. I'm like, what the fuck? So, and then I do the sobriety test. Everything's fine. And he goes, are you down to do a breathalyzer? I'm like, yeah, but like I said, I had 2 or 3 beers. He was like, all right. And I blew in it, and I guess his thing wasn't working very well. He's like, it's not reading. And I'm like, yeah, well. He's like, hey, I noticed you have some guitars in the back. Like, you play in a band? I was like, yeah, dude, I just got done playing the show. He's like, oh, that's cool. So we just kind of hit it off. So I don't know if that like sold it to the guy or what, but I probably could have gotten arrested that night. That was some shit, dude.
I'll knock on Imitation for Wood. For you.
Hey, entertainment nerd is from Kansas.
And the worst part
That's
was the fucking taco place was shut down, dude.
Oh,
But
What-
to me,
What part of Kansas? I'm a nerd. Sarah's in like liberal area, Kent's in Garden City area, and Hugo's in Dodge City area. Where are you from? Hey, who's on your guys' next show, Hugo?
Let's see. I got to think for a second. Well, this Friday we play in Sharon Springs. I've never been there before. It's like on really close to Colorado.
It's a tiny little town, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
McPherson. Okay, I know where he's at.
Central Kansas. Heck yeah.
Mhm. And that's just by ourselves, acoustic. And then Merkins are playing we're playing a wedding. Like it's gonna be a cool little party in Wichita. But I guess we got there's this new band that's new to Dodge that just came from Dallas, dude. I think this is the story I heard.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what Davey Schumar told me. He goes, these guys from Dallas, I guess, got evicted from their home. And there's just a band that, they just lived in a house together. And I guess COVID happened. They lost their jobs, couldn't keep up, whatever the hell. And they just decided to move to the most center part of, Kansas. I guess Dodge City was it for them. And they just set up a show randomly in Wright Park. They got this like a band shell kind of thing going on there. And dude, like Davey hits me up like, dude, there's a band playing over here. Come check this out. And so we go over there. No one was there. It was just like me and like a few other people. And dude, they were shredding, dude. They were they're like a retro, like 80s style, like alternative band. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but they were really, really good. They're a 3-piece band. So we invited them to play a Halloween show that we're doing in Garden City on Friday, the 30th of October. Yeah. So it's pretty
Sweet.
stoked.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
They picked a good place to land, though. Like, Garden and Dodge is not a bad place to be if you're looking to play music in the middle of the country.
I mean, immediately when I found out about them, I went and hit up the merch stand. I was like, hey, I play in a couple bands. I'd love to like set up some shows and get you guys going here, man. Cause like I asked them, like, is this your first show you're doing? You're like, yeah, this is the first show we did, we we did here in town, and apparently they've been living here for like 3 months now. So I'm just like, holy shit. So
That's so weird, man.
it is weird. It's kind of they like.
Why
I'm
are
not
they
talking
in-
shit.
why
But
I think
they,
not?
the cops, Hugo.
Why
dude, that's
Dodge?
what I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was kind of sketchy. It was
Yeah,
kind of
why-
sketchy.
Why Dodge? You know, like what makes
Yeah.
you
They're trying
I
to
don't
bring down the ether
if
meth.
you're a,
rate.
if you're a musician,
You guys,
Yeah.
you guys pretend you're selling rock, but we know what you're really selling. You're really
Yeah.
selling rock.
Oh man, I don't know. Like I did get kind of a sketchy vibe from one of the dudes, but like I don't know. I think they were just weird and like really hipster. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Like when you posted one of their videos, and you were like, "I think these guys moved here. I don't know why. I'll report more later." I was just like,
Yeah.
"What?" But
Yeah.
they're like extremely talented, though.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
they
very-
brothers?
Yeah.
I think it's like the two guitar players are brothers, and then there's a drummer. So the drummer got in contact with me today. He's like, "Hey, do you mind if I call you? Just to ask about like the setup for that day, And I'm like, "Yeah." He never called me, but he did message. He did
He's a
message me.
drummer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out that day. So.
He said he moved from San Antonio to McPherson.
Ooh, ouch.
Well, me and Norm were
That is
talking about
definitely-
how the community college it kind of sucks for high school athletes from the rural areas because now that they bring in athletes from other cities, other areas to the junior colleges, it's harder for these high school players and from like Elkhart to get onto a team because they're bringing in people that are bigger and better, basically. But what were they talking about? Oh yeah. So when I first started hanging out with all these football players at Garden City, I was learning that like the two things they had in common, they were from another state and they didn't have great grades. So like a lot of them were coming to Garden City to work on their grades and to be a part of a good football program. But these recruiters that were going and like to Florida and Alabama and telling these guys that Garden City had a beach-like atmosphere. That's what they were telling these guys, man. I was at a party with him. He's like, "Yeah, he told me to look at a beach here," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Maybe
Well,
like
our whole
Deerfield
river's
Beach," and that's not really a beach. I hate to break it to you, but that's not really a beach. We just call it that. Have you ever played a gig at Deerfield Beach?
No, it's been
That
closed
is
down
gnarly,
for a long
dude.
time. Well, I mean, I did once, but it closed down just right there at the beginning of
I saw
like
I
2008.
saw a young Drew Culture and Nate Culture.
Yeah,
Nate was on bass, Drew was on drums, and somebody was on guitar. But they played a set. So I was just like, holy shit, man.
I want to say it was Cody Drost, but I don't
Probably.
may not know that for sure. But
I don't know, man. So you guys you guys are going to Garden pretty soon to do the Flat Mountain too?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of acoustic stuff in the fall and winter because
That's awesome.
A-Rod, our drummer, is having a baby at the end of the month. So yeah, I mean we gotta fill in like our old drummer Dwight, who plays with the Merkins. He's gonna cover here and there, but we're gonna focus more on acoustic stuff. And Lando and I right now are working on acoustic covers of local bands right now. We got a couple in the works, which Derek, one of them is a Tribino song. That'll be a surprise for later. So yeah, we're just trying to network in any way we can by doing these acoustic covers of local bands. So we'll see how that goes.
cool.
Dude, I think that I'd love to see somebody on Back Home do a music podcast where we just play old Kansas rock bands. I tried it, but I didn't have nobody was really listening to it. But dude, I have so many tracks from bands from, dude, you know how many bands recorded that lived in Dodge City, Kansas, man?
Oh yeah.
Like there are like literally hundreds of recordings of bands that at one point in time called themselves a band from Dodge City, Kansas.
Well, you told me that you talked to Richie, right? That
Yeah,
who
Richie
you told
Solomon.
him. Yeah, well, that dude's my neighbor, man.
Really?
And that dude's my neighbor, and he was telling me about. I was like, hey, tell me, because he knows I play music, and he was like, I want to get your bands on this. I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up emailing him some songs. I don't know if he ever uploaded them, but
You gotta check that website out, dude. It was made in like 1996,
Mhm.
but it's a very old website. But I'm telling you, man, like he's got like every band that ever existed. And if
I
your
believe
band's
it.
not on there, like you should really get it on there. And dude, honestly, that guy you're neighbors with, man, like you might want to have him on the show, dude. That guy is a fucking musical encyclopedia of Western Kansas.
Really?
That dude is a guitar prodigy. That dude should be playing in fucking Nashville. that dude. I saw him playing guitar one time, and it was the only time, and he was fucking like chicken picking, like banjo style. It blew my fucking mind, dude. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? Go to Nashville. You get some money over there, dog. But but yeah, I need to talk to. It's been a while. He ever since they closed down the music shop there in Dodge, it's now a fucking coffee shop. That dude's been working like at the casino and stuff, so I never really see him because he works like odd hours and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I need to talk to that dude.
Yeah, we need to help him update that website because I want to put obviously want to put bands from our generation on that website.
Absolutely.
Like She Said, Guns on Mars, everybody, because I think that I think that's really cool, man. Like I have a lot of bitterness in my heart about where God, whoever you conceive God to be, where God placed me on the map when I was born. I feel like if I would have been born in Los Angeles, I probably could have made something of myself with music. But I was born in Elkhart, and it just didn't happen. Not a lot of record execs hang out at VFWs, but I don't know, man. Like I'm also proud to be a part of a club of people that banged a bunch of sticks and fucking amps and strings together in that area of the country. And it's just like, there's so many, dude. And one thing that my buddy told me in the East Coast, he's like, you can tell a Midwestern guitar player from a coastal guitar player. And I was like, why? He's like, because they put so much more into their riffs because they're fucking bored. They're sitting in their goddamn houses all day. So they'll sit there and pick that riff apart for 2 days until they find every possible note they can hit. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like pretty much like what it does,
Oh, absolutely.
It's like I'm glad that I came from somewhere where we were always kind of driven by the deal. Like it'd be cool to get a record deal, but we weren't really believing that it was ever going to happen because we knew that, like, unless we moved to a city, probably not.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, that's the idea of scoring big like that is definitely.
I think it's cancer. I really do, man. I think if you want to make music, because honestly, man, if you want to be famous, if you want to make music and be famous, like the formula is pretty easy. You write songs about Bud Light or any other company that kills people, and they'll fucking make sure your songs are heard all over the place. But I mean, like, honestly, man, like just making music, like I for a long time stopped making music because I thought to myself, what's the point? Who's going to hear it? And that's a really bad place to be. Creatively, just as a human, that's a bad place to be. Like, well, what's the point? It's like, well, what do you mean, what's the point? You started this shit because you saw somebody play guitar and it blew your fucking mind,
right?
And you picked it up and started playing. Like, I don't know. I think like the idea of chasing a record deal kind of stunted a lot of people. It made a lot of people stop playing, man.
Right. Well, when I first started getting into the music scene around 2010, 2011, like that was my goal too. Like I was like, I think I can do this for a living.
You could have.
And well, maybe I well, maybe 2-3 years into it, like I was grinding hard. Like I was like, between me and my bandmates at the time, like I was like, dude, we can do something with this. And we played everywhere. We even did like a little 2-week tour around the Midwest, and it was not anywhere what we expected, but holy fuck, it was and we were pushing it, and then I just came to the realization, it's like, dude, this is just more fun. This is just a really fun hobby that I really enjoy doing, and I scaled it down to like smaller goals, like getting to open for like maybe like a decent band, or getting doing music videos, doing things like that, recording music like that's of good quality, like that. Those are my goals now. Like I'm not trying to make a living off of it. Like I just, and even if that opportunity were to come to me, like, hey, we got a contract, dude, all those things are iffy as shit, dude. You're not guaranteed shit, dude.
Oh no.
Hey, we've got a comment from Entertainment Nerd over here. He says, I do a nerd culture podcast YouTube channel. I guess you can be a nerd in music. May have to give you guys a shout out. Support local area people.
Hell yeah, man.
Cool.
We appreciate that.
We'd love to do Boost Booze and Barbecue. Might be stopping by the show here in a minute. Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I'm stoked with Ether, man. Like, I think you guys are easily the hardest working band in Western Kansas, man.
Yeah.
If every band, like if Trevino would have had Ether's drive, who knows what we could have done? You know what I'm saying? Like, if any band in Western Kansas had the drive that you guys have, literally, like. And what's funny is you guys are busting your ass, and you guys are doing like, you guys are just, you know, like the idea of like making that your full time, like those Saul guys, dude. Like, part of you when you see them videos of them on stage rocking out, you know, they're getting paid and stuff. Part of me is like, man, that's really cool, man. They're making money doing something they love. But then the other part of me is like, yeah, but then he's gonna turn that camera off in 30 minutes, and then he's gonna have to be in that town he's in for the next 23 hours, away from his kids, away from his wife. Right. It's not like he's like the life of the party. You know, he's literally probably in a hotel room with his buddies, smelling right. Records, you know. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's at the end of the day, I am glad that when it comes to me making music, dude, like I've gotten to a point now where I just want to make something that sounds good. I'm not worried about. And my buddy Landon, he had a record deal. He got to tour the country 3 times, like full tour. And he's the one that kind of snapped me out of it. He's like, you still writing music? I was like, nah. He's like, why? I was like, because nothing's ever going to happen. He's like, who gives a shit? He's like, I just had a label. He's like, the label just, we're basically buying our record, our newest record back from our label because they're not going to push for it. So we're buying it back just so we can own it. And like, even at the end of the day, they don't have the backing to get people to listen to it. So I don't know, man. Like you said, man, just deciding you want to be a musician for a living is just like, that's nothing compared to the amount of work you guys have to actually do and stuff. And right. you guys are like you said, you're like a hobby band, but you guys still bust your ass, man.
Yeah. Well, let's see. That's the thing. Like that's the one thing that we talked about when doing this band is that, you know, not to mention I play with some talented dudes, you know. Like I told the guys, like yes, it's a hobby, but let's kind of try to push it a little bit. Like let people know that in my opinion, we got something good going, you know. And like that's literally it, you know. Like I'm not saying like, hey, let's fucking sacrifice our jobs for this. No, but like, let's put a little bit of effort into it. That's why, you know, and then thank you for the idea, you know, doing the podcasting was one of the things, you know, that's one way to get our name out there and get other people's names out there, you know, network, you know, just lots of things, just the music video, the recording, you know, playing out as much as we can and where we can.
The music video was a very smart move. I'm glad you guys did that. It was a great music video.
It was about fucking time, dude. Jesus Christ.
Krista is really good at what she does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a great video, man. I thought she did a great job. And I think that's sort of the key, man. And I really do think, like, me and Ian were talking too. Like, I'm saying all this stuff like I'm happy with just making music as is. Now, that doesn't mean that, like, I'm working on a song right now that when I sent it to my brother, it was just an acoustic guitar track and a vocal line, and it was okay. And then, but I told my brother, I was like, hey man, write this. I was like, finish this song. That's how Trevino works. I write an acoustic guitar part and a vocal line, and Ian writes everything else. I was like, make this to where, I was like, don't try to reinvent the wheel. I was like, just make it a pop song. I just want it. And like, we started working on it like that, man. And I that's weird, man. It's like, a part of me is also like, when it comes to, like, not all songs, like certain songs, you know, Ian's always going to write rock operas and shit, you know, right. But like when it comes to like some of these songs, man, like I am thinking about it financially. I'm like, man, I want to write a song that I know that I probably won't ever be the person in the music video getting famous for it, but I would love to write a song that somebody that was attractive and had a better voice than me pretended they wrote and made a bunch of money. Like that's where my goal is at. And I'm like, I don't want to be a rock star. So I'm like, I want to give a rock star a song and have them look cool playing it. You know, like
right.
I don't know, man. And I got a lot of that from Saul, man. Like when you interviewed him, they kind of said, you know, like they kind of changed their thought process when it came to songwriting. You know, started sort of, you know, almost kind of giving the people what they want a little bit, but at the same time, like they're still writing really cool shit. It's not like they sold down or dumbed down or anything. You know, like they're still.
To an extent. I will, you know, I hope none of them are listening, but like,
I don't know Saul before they got signed. I only know their stuff I hear now.
I knew them, dude. When look, this is what blows my mind, dude. These guys, we played like maybe 4 or 5 shows with those guys, you know, a very long time ago when Guns on Mars was still a thing, and they were opening Guns on Mars in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Kansas, like in like Anthony, Kansas, and Garden City and other places like that. And you know, seeing it now, it's crazy. But dude, back then they were literally like Tool. Like they sounded just like Tool. It was a 3-piece band. They were very technical, progressive. It sounds pretty much nothing like what you're hearing now. Yeah, they have like some progressive tendencies, but like it's crazy how they changed, you know. And
you think Andy? I do have Andy backstage. I'm gonna bring him on here in just a minute. How do you? They're not listening. How do you personally feel about them changing their sound and then finding commercial success pretty much immediately?
I love it. I think that's great. I think that, well, it's like a phase in their life, you know, like they did this, they tried it, and I guarantee you they still love that shit. And now they tried something different, you know. And I think I had talked to, we did a show again with Zach, the guitar player, and we talked a lot about how like they were thinking about changing their sound, you know, to something that was a little bit influenced by more bands like Nothing More and things like that. And I was like, okay, that'd be cool to see. But then, you know, they had like a falling out with their drummer that they had for the longest time, because that dude was just like, no, I play prog, that's it, you know, like, and the dude took out, and then dude, Saul was not doing anything for like at least maybe 3-4 years. I thought they were done, and then they just came back. They released that single, that Brother song, and holy fuck, it just seemed to take off from there. And I love that.
It's inspiring, man. I really do. And see, if you would have asked me when I was 23 years old, man, hey, these guys, they got rid of the guy in the band that wanted to keep them obscure and like trying to reinvent the wheel, and they hired a different guy, and now their songs are a little bit more radio friendly. And now they're fine. Then now they're like being featured on big playlists, and they're getting shout outs from like the singer of Disturbed and shit. When I was 23, I'd have been like, lame.
Right.
But as a 37-year-old, I'm like, it's pretty fucking sweet, dude.
That is pretty fucking sweet.
I mean, honestly, man, at the end of the day, I think I have friends that have made a lot of money in the music industry and didn't work that hard. I have friends that made no money in the music industry and worked harder than anybody in the world. At the end of the day, man, Ian has the hardest time swallowing this pill. But like, as far as like, you know, I guess if you want to call it dumbing down, as far as like writing like pop music and stuff, like Ian finds it, he feels cringy, you know, like anytime anything. Put it this way, if there's a song that's written by anybody and it's not progressive, Ian's probably like, this is sucky, you know. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm glad I'm not that guy anymore. You know, like I can listen to literally anybody now and have a good time. Like it's literally like it's people expect too much from like a song that somebody wrote. When I listen to music, I like to think of like the 4 or 5 individuals that sat down and wrote that together. Like, right. I think that's cool. You know, like I don't like when people are like genre snobs and shit. You know, I think like it's a hate that the music world doesn't need. You know, it's like people like different shit. You know,
right? Well, and you know that's true. I guess what you say about Ian is that, well, first of all, let me say this: you and Ian are both great songwriters. You're hands down my favorite songwriters as far as local artists go. Okay. I think Ian, when it comes to his songwriting, he wants to find the ear candy in music, and he wants to make the ear candy. Like, yes, like you said, you might write in a pop structure, and he wants to add the ear candy, which tends to usually come off as progressive. And then obviously then you add Davey, who's a metalhead, you know, that just fucking just twists it around.
A weird combination, yeah.
It is a weird combination, but it makes for a unique sound, and it makes for what Trevino is, you know, you know, and it's exactly that. And I think I personally think, like, you know, like A-Rod, he's a huge fan of Trevino. Like, dude, there's lots of people that I've shown Trevino to, and they're like, holy fuck, I love this. Like, are you guys still a band? We're like, no, this is a band that I played with a long time ago, and, you know, and stuff. You know, I try to tell people about bands that used to exist I was like, dude, go check out Solar Theory. Like, here's their music, like great band. Here's, you know, Trevino, or here's, you know, so-and-so band, like Outside the Circle. Like, here, check these guys out. Like, trust me, you're going to be into it. Like, that's what I'm about, you know? And Trevino definitely wrote and is still writing, hopefully, some great music. So
yeah, man, I got some new shit to send you. Hey, man, I got a buddy backstage, man, but I really appreciate you stopping by, man. Next Wednesday coming up, a week from today, you guys got a show, right?
Yes, we'll have Lively Up from Wichita, Kansas on the Ether podcast. So
awesome. Everybody listen to this tomorrow morning on the podcast. Stream Ether all day on any streaming platform.
Wow. You guys take care. Have a good night.
Take it easy, buddy. Look what the cat drug in.
Oh, shit.
Are you going to eat on my show?
I just finished, bro, and it was spicy as fuck. So I'm kind of sitting here like, ha.
What did you munch on?
My wife made the spiciest meatballs. You know, the, hey, that's a spicy meatball.
Okay.
Well, she was like, stuck on that, bitch. I have a jalapeno left. I have one pickled jalapeno left. I didn't know if you're going to bring me on. So I left it, but I'd be more than happy to eat it here on air if you'd like.
Just do it. Just
right
put
here.
it in.
Wow.
Now, is that a jalapeno out of a can? Obviously, you said it was pickled or a jar.
It was a fresh that we pickled.
Oh,
I
okay.
was eating. Do you know what escabeche is?
Not really.
It's the spicy Mexican carrots.
Ooh.
But
What?
that shit right there, I do so much spicy food, like, means nothing to me. That's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Don't even care.
So I know you're like a meat guy. You're smoking. You're doing all kinds of stuff to your meat, but you're also like you're a sides guy.
Derek, we're gonna get into all that. I just have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's a Trevino?
It's my rock and roll band that young Mexican fellow used to play guitar in.
Oh, got it.
We had a song called Inner Sandman. You might have heard of it.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think Trevino did a song called Knocking on Heaven's Door, right?
Yes, that was another
That was
one.
them.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's badass.
Yeah, Trevino was. I'm a fan of pop music. I pretty much listen. I bought Matchbox 20's first album 5 times. If that tells you anything about my songwriting skills.
But it was so good. Like,
So
I don't
good.
even care what kind of.
So good. My brother is a progressive, like a prog guy. So everything he did for the band was like his talent is like all that shit. He did it, and then our drummer's like a straight like I'm gonna listen to Whitechapel for 4 days, like just straight blast beat metal. So it's like a pop band with a prog guy as the bass player and guitar player. He does both, and then a blast beat drummer. So it's weird, but yeah,
like
I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but it didn't work out for me, I guess is what I'm telling you, Andy.
You know, man, I have a feeling it's going to work out at some point because I remember a saying, I read this years ago, and for some reason it stuck with me. If art is how we decorate our spaces, then music is how we decorate our time.
Did you see it on Facebook today? I saw that on Facebook today. And some basic white bitch shared it, Andy.
It must just be some karma thing.
I swear to God, I've seen that like 2 or 3 times a day. Are you strolling through Facebook and giving me advice that you got from a meme?
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I do have a pumpkin spice beer. We just finished an episode of Pardon My Fort, and we did pumpkin spice beer versus holiday spiced beer. And if you can see,
I want to try it.
this is a Cascadian dark ale, and then we also had a pumpkin beer that we were tasting. Oh, and you can kind of see through that because it's a green label. How funny is that?
See, Sarah, they on the Andy show, they talk about fast cars, fast women. Wait, fast cars, booze, and barbecuing.
Yes, on one of my shows. This was the other show.
Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of shows. You're the guy that has more shows than me.
I do, and as a matter of fact, my food show is co-hosted by my lovely wife who is here.
Yeah, I see her on your show a lot. You don't deserve her.
No, I don't. Honey, you can't hear what he's saying, but I don't deserve you.
What?
I don't deserve you. She was
He's
without
like,
milk.
well, duh.
Tell her something she doesn't know.
All right, baby. And if you could see that booty, you would completely understand.
I gotta tell you, man. Like now, you're a podcast guy. I'm a podcast guy. I recently got my wife. She's on episode, I think, 14 of her podcast, which nobody listens to, and I feel terrible. But it's a great show.
Send her my way. I will I will not give her fake reviews because that is fucking bullshit, but I will give her a listen because that's what real podcasters do for other
She
podcasts.
will trade you. I will hook you guys up in a chat, and she will trade you, and she will listen to your show, your wife's show.
This
But
is sort of like a poly relationship, except for with podcasts.
just with audio.
We're in a podlyamorous.
Yes, polyamorous relationship. That's a new podcast name, polyamorous.
Sarah, I saw that face. Okay, you're not paying attention, but when I said that, you were like, okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I'm listening, but I'm trying to do about 6 things at once because I just got an email for some paperwork that I have to fill out, and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Why are you sending this now? So I'm trying to do that and listen at the same time.
Derek, are women better multitaskers than men?
I'm amazing at it. You have
Let me
no
ask you
idea.
this, dude. Are women just really good at finding your shit, or is it do they only know where it is because they hid it in the first place?
Bingo. That's the right question to ask.
We know where to look for everything.
I don't think so. Stephanie's
to
always like,
find my
here it
kid-
is. I'm like, that's where you fucking put it, lady.
Yep.
I have to find my kids' stuff all the time. Like they'll leave shit. Like my son set something on the back of the couch. He's like, I can't find it. I can't find it. I turned around and it's right there. And I was like, hello. Look, open your eyes.
There is a point you reach where if you're frantically looking for something, it can be right in front of your face and you don't see it. It's hiding in plain sight, you know?
I mean, how many times have you like almost, ruined your marriage because your car keys were in your pocket the whole time? Like, you're just screaming at each other, like, I don't fucking, where's the keys? Your mom's a bitch. Oh, they're in my pocket. Like, it's like a lot of things get said. One time my son lost our car keys for a week. We thought they were gone. We were getting ready to pay like $1,000 to have them like come over and like get a new key, like do all the shit. Found it in the bottom of we learned a lot about our relationship that week.
Did you give your son like a judo chop across the neck and just put him to sleep for a few days?
He was like 12 months, 13 months. So it was like, he's stupid.
Surely that wasn't. I thought I remembered that. He wasn't that young.
How old was Race when he felt you up? Because it was around that time.
That was right before you guys moved.
So he was probably like 2.
Was
Real
he
stupid,
filling
though.
you up or was he hunting for a meal?
I don't know. He had his arm around her, and Sarah's short, so his little arm went right around. And he just started playing with some booby a little bit.
Damn,
He
bro.
was sitting here. He had to have been like what? Jack and Doc are 4 now.
Yeah, Jack and Doc are 4.
When did you move? 2 years ago?
So I moved in 2018.
Okay, so how old is Race now?
He's 6.
So he would have been 4.
Really?
Yeah, because it was right. It's just a couple months before you guys moved.
That's old. You should have pressed charges.
But he
Listen,
came
all I
over. Yeah, he just came over. He sat down. He put his arm around me, and we were sitting there talking. And next thing I know, I feel this little squeeze happening. And I was like, "What you doing there, buddy?"
Listen, all I know is that's what happens when your father is a Mac Daddy.
Yeah. A funny story is I have this thing I do that's probably not good. Whenever like I go to a window or like the pharmacy drive through or whatever, if the girl's attractive, I hand her my money. And as soon as the window shuts where they can't hear me anymore, I'm like, she wants it. And it's just something I do. It's stupid. And then one day this lady came to the door and Race was like 4, I guess. And I'm like talking to her and Race comes up. He's like, Dad, does she want it? And I was like, oh. Okay. Does she want it?
That's another saying you're going to be famous for. So the one you were talking about earlier, where you just hope that you can create songs that other better looking people can sing for you. And then I commented Philly Vanilli. I made myself laugh with that one.
Philly Vanilli. Andy, I need you.
What's up? Or that's what she said.
Well, no, Aaron needs you to fix her microphone. We're having trouble here at Back Home Media.
I know. It's bad.
She has a Blue Yeti, like so.
Yeah.
And her Mac, she updated her Mac
It's right
to the new
here.
OS. And it's just like she plugs it into the Mac, and it's like you didn't plug anything in.
Yeah.
I
I'm
looked
like,
it up and it said it might be a power source issue, so I told her to buy a powered USB hub, and it didn't work.
Check your drivers. Go out to the Yeti website and download drivers. See if you need a driver for a Mac.
I did do that and it didn't work.
Shit.
So,
You thought it
okay.
was going to be easy, Andy.
It worked fine.
We
And
we
then-
did this. Every one of us has done this with her, where we're like, "Oh, did you try such and such?" Hey, Andy, wait, hang on. We have the same vape.
No shit. Look at that.
Look at y'all.
We're
I
kindred
saw the
spirits.
side of it and I was like, "Well, I'll be damned."
You know what? I switched today to where's my new camera? Sorry. This is the it's by NJOY Enjoy.
Oh, I see that one.
But the pods that I was smoking were like $14 for 2 of them. These are $9.99. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to save money. I realize that I probably need to vape, with especially me being a work from home like call center guy. Like I need the nicotine, but like it's so expensive. I was vaping like 2 pods a day. That's like $14 a day.
So this
That's a
one I have
lot of
called a
money.
Frenzy. This one that's Frenzy. I don't know who it's. Oh,
Is that
Geek
salt
Vape.
neck?
It's a Geek Vape, and it
Yeah.
is a refillable cartridge. And this
See,
one's a real nice one because it's tiny.
I have
Yeah.
another one that's like, it looks like a puff bar, but
Mhm.
it's a pod. Like it's just a little refillable things. And I use it most of the time, but it's on the charger right now. So I've got this one. But yeah.
You got the hog out.
Yeah, I got the big one out. But yeah, anyway, back to the actual topic. Sorry, we got completely off there as soon as I saw what you were using. We have all done this with Erin, where she'll text us and be like, I don't know what to do. And I was talking to her and she was like, I checked the drivers, I did this, I did this, I did this. And I was like sitting there and it's like, did you try this? And she was like, yeah, I already did it. And then I went, you know what? Derek has that same mic. He might be able to help you. And she's like, I already talked to him. And I was like, well, fine.
Have you tried
I did
not
not
using
know.
Mac?
Listen,
and-
Macs are just, I don't know. Macs are wizardry. They're an enigma inside of a labyrinth, tossed into a black hole of a dying star.
Well, and the thing is that I like it worked perfectly until I updated my OS to Catalina. And then once I updated to that, my mic won't work. Like I plug it in, my mic turns on, all the lights turn on it, but my computer doesn't recognize it. So
It's gotta be a driver
Aaron,
like that.
Aaron, let me explain it to you this way. Okay, Steve Jobs, and it's fair, everybody knows this, everybody understands it. Steve Jobs didn't die of cancer. He died because he gave a part of his soul to each and every Apple piece of machinery that came out. Okay, and it just slowly eroded his very being. What you have here is your piece of Steve Jobs that you got. He's like, fuck the Blue Yeti. I don't like that company. I don't like that mic, and I don't want it to work for this girl's computer because
but that doesn't work for me. That
well, there's
doesn't
a
work
ghost in the
for
machine,
me.
and the ghost is the ghost of Steve Jobs. Do you realize just how much of an asshole Steve Jobs was in real life? I mean, he was a terrible person. He was a Nazi supporter. He was an awful person. I don't actually know if he was a Nazi supporter, but I have to assume because he was just.
And if you really want to put Steve Jobs against, Bill Gates, Bill Gates still has a heartbeat.
Don't use Mac. Don't use Mac. Bill Gates. Oh my God.
Listen, Bill Gates won that battle.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to record a hip hop record or make a Scorsese film, buy a Mac. If
I
you want
love
to do a
Scorsese.
live stream,
I love Scorsese.
It comes down to the ghost.
I mean, to make if you want to do like video or music production, I would go Mac. If you want to do like a live stream or like anything, like live streaming anything, I would go PC because like all of my clients that I've ever worked with that had problems with streaming all had Macs.
Is there anything under like $500 I can get that?
We got Sarah a computer that's as good as mine that I spent like $1,200 on. And we spent like the only thing she doesn't have is the video card. That's why mine's a little bit more expensive. But we got Sarah like an i7 with 16 gigs of RAM and like a terabyte of space for like $280. Free
Yeah,
for
Like,
my wife's laptop is it's an AMD, but it's a Ryzen 7 and big time memory, great processor.
Aaron,
solid
I'm gonna
hard
link you
drive.
with Andy. He can help you find a cheap, affordable PC.
like, please, because I love Mac products. I have an iPad and I have an iPhone, but I don't want to spend $1,200 on a new laptop right now. Like, it's just not.
No, spend spend like 250 or 300 on like a refurbished laptop or a refurbished tower.
Well, and that's it because right now, like that's $1,200 is not in my budget. Like it's just not there. So,
and by the way, Derek,
I
the
feel that.
reason why Bill Gates is still alive is because he went ahead and he drank the Kool-Aid. You know, the ball came to him and said, "Hey, do you want to be part of us elites?" And where Steve Jobs said, "No, fuck you guys," it's not because he didn't want to be part of the elites. It's because he thought he was better than the elites, and they hated him for it. But Bill Gates, you know, when the elite came to him and said, "Do you want to be part of this club?" He was like, "I'm fucking in. What do I gotta do?" And then, you know, he had to fuck and then kill and eat a baby. But you know,
I'll
now that
change
he's
it.
done
I'll
it,
change it since
he
you're
doesn't-
educating me.
My gosh.
he doesn't
I
have
mean-
to now give his portions of his soul to the machine anymore.
I don't even know how to use like a Windows computer anymore. That's
Oh,
sad.
You should have seen me like when this came in, setting the whole thing up. I was like, "What the fuck am I
I've
doing?"
been Mac. I've been Apple products for so long, but I've also heard that this issue with Blue Yeti has been an issue with like Windows 10 and later as well.
Really?
Can you
Yeah.
hear
I had a Snowball, which is the same company.
Yeah, it's
Gross.
blue. Yeah.
And I had no problems with it. Like the only reason I'm not still using it is because, well, and you know what? I haven't. It's sitting in a box because I have to go get a shipping label and send it to Megan. Maybe I should swap it out and see if I like that one better now.
Well,
Now that I have a normal sized desk.
the thing is that my Yeti worked fine until I updated my OS on my computer.
To the Catalina wine
Well-
mixer. And
See, that's the problem.
That's
where
it,
that's
right
where it's
there.
fucked up.
But
Yeah.
I also think it might be my computer because I've had this
Your
laptop.
computer's drunk now. That's the
Well,
problem.
Yeah. Boats nose.
I've
Boats
had
Your
this
nose.
computer's trying to get boats and hose and it doesn't get a microphone anymore.
It's a mid-year 2012 MacBook Pro.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
That guy shouldn't be sitting in the front seat. He needs a booster.
Boom.
He really shouldn't be
Loaded,
sitting in the
like,
front seat. You know,
perfectly.
airbags can kill somebody his size.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sad.
It's
Dangerous.
not a joke. Like, that's the truth.
Yeah,
He bought his tracksuit from Huggies.
that's just mean.
Oh my God. I saw the funniest TikTok in the world. This guy, he's a little person. It's on his channel. So I was like, okay, so they're not being mean. It's his idea. It's these two dudes sitting there playing with a little blue ping pong ball and they're bouncing it back and forth to each other. And then the little guy is over here in the yard and he's like, hey, throw it over here, throw it over here. And the guy's like, oh yeah, okay. So he goes to toss it. Well, it cuts over to the screen. And you know those giant blue balls you can get at Walmart?
Yeah.
It's one of those and it just fucking pegs him and he falls
That's
over.
fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like oh my God, I died.
All right. So, hey, before we move on to anything, you guys, I do have a question for you. It's something we talked about on my show tonight. Pumpkin spice. Are we pro or are we against?
Bring it on.
Against. Bye. Fuck you.
Aaron and I have had this debate several times.
It's disgusting. I think no, it's bad. Bye.
Don't come to my house until after like November then because all my air fresheners are pumpkin spice right now.
It's so disgusting. It's like baby vomit.
Oh, it's delicious. Like, see, but I feel like pumpkin spice has its place. I don't want pumpkin spice all year long. I want pumpkin spice from late September through Thanksgiving, and then I immediately switch to peppermint everything.
Okay, I love peppermint, I love cinnamon, but you know one of my favorite like holiday scents? Y'all are gonna laugh because I get so mad when I can't find it year round. It's the Febreze cranberry.
Oh, cranberry smells awesome
Oh,
anyway.
it's so good.
Cranberry's holiday because we're
Yes.
starting to harvest it right now. People don't realize it, but citrus is supposed to be harvested more towards the winter time as well.
I did not know that. I'm big on lemons. I love lemons. I drink them all the time. But like,
Well, so Aaron, let me ask you, We're just going to go down the list here real quick.
Okay.
Pumpkin. Are you not a fan?
It's weird. I like it if it's pie sometimes, not all the time. So as a whole, no, I can go without it.
Got it. So like a pumpkin curry soup, you're out.
Nope. Bye.
What?
Do you find them spooky? Continue. That was stupid. Continue.
No.
Be like, I'm a pumpkin, like,
No.
I'm a pumpkin
Derek,
bread
not
person.
unless you're holding one about waist height and you're like, go ahead and open it. It's got a surprise in it. That's when it's spooky.
See, I like
Aaron.
pumpkin breads and pumpkin muffins and stuff like that, but I'm not a pumpkin pie person. I don't like that.
No.
Tastes like mush to me.
I can go without all of them.
Andy's peeling an onion here. Go.
Okay. Aaron, how do you feel about cinnamon?
I love it. Love it. Love
Okay.
it.
Nutmeg.
It depends. It's strong, but it depends on how it's
gotta be
placed.
at
Like
Christmas.
as a spice, whatever you like, what you put it in. But as a smell, no. Like bye.
Ginger.
Oh, ginger.
I like it for health purposes,
Mhm.
but as a whole, no.
So as a flavor, no.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Clove. I'm going to assume that you do not like clove.
I like it in certain soups.
Certain soups. What about like whole cloves stuffed into a ham that you roast?
No.
No, you don't like that flavor. Okay.
Nope.
So we've established she is not a pumpkin spice person because there you go. Pumpkin spice, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, clove. That's maybe allspice that can happen. Not really the cardamom, not really the star anise. That's more just a generic holiday spice.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think we've established that you are not a pumpkin spice.
It's not my thing.
Now I'm going to transfer over to Clark. Clark, you heard all of those questions. Where do you land on this?
I like pumpkin pie.
You like pumpkin pie? Cinnamon, you're a fan.
I like pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
Pumpkin pie.
The way you said it.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not a pumpkin spice person myself.
Not a
Right,
pumpkin
Carter.
thank you.
I
Yeah,
like
but
the
I think what
spices
Andy's on to
individually.
here, it's like, do you really hate the taste pumpkin spice, or do you hate it like people hate Nickelback? Like you just hate it because people will go. Do you hate pumpkin spice, or do you hate pumpkin spice fans?
Ooh.
Cut into
What
it.
is a pumpkin spice fan? I
Like
mean,
somebody that's like, oh, it's fucking whatever time to do that.
is that a Karen?
I guess so. Somebody that's just like, ooh, when it's
It's
fall, I'm alive
fall.
again. Pumpkin spice. Like that's the thing.
I
I
get to
don't even.
break
I don't
my
even,
nugs out today.
So
I don't
you
even
guys
know if I've
know,
had anything good pumpkin spice, but I know that people talk about it every year around this time. What up, Kent?
you know about the ocean spray skateboard thing, you guys, and Stevie Nicks.
Oh yeah.
Right now,
The
yeah, he got a
TikTok
truck
thing.
and all that. Yeah, I saw one. It's a guy, and he's wearing a sweater and a scarf, and he has a pumpkin on it. It's pumpkin spice, and he dumps the cup of Java on the pump. It's
I'm by the way, I'm
Those
really
type of people.
concerned about that guy,
But-
the open spray guy. I'm concerned about us finding out that he's like a serial rapist or something. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm concerned because that always seems to happen. Is they're like, oh, this dude was awesome. He's got all these facial tattoos and he was riding his skateboard because he's got a DUI, and he was drinking cranberry juice because that's what you do if you want to pass a UI. And
No, that's if you have a bladder infection.
well, a urine test.
That's awfully
Like a drug
judgmental.
test.
Cranberry won't
I'm not trying to be judgmental. I always worry, like if I was
Well, for anybody, right? I mean,
She said,
Like
move the
BTK.
mic in between us.
yeah, they know.
I love it.
Corian, this is Derek Relaford. He was
Wait, which one is Derek? Oh,
the one that says
The one that
Derek.
says Derek.
Got
That one,
it.
yeah.
Sarah.
The one with the microphone for a face.
She took his mic away. He is Joe Rogan. She is Spotify.
Only no Rogan.
Did we just have a determination debate about who is pumpkin spice, who is winter spice, and who is fuck spice?
Yeah. So Aaron's kind of fuck the spice. Sarah's all about the spice. Clark is too high to really understand. And Sarah, you're fine, buddy.
I wish.
Derek, where do you land on
Clark
this?
turned into Cartman over here for a minute.
Right?
I don't think I've ever. It's not something I would order on purpose, but I do know that like I'm a big fan of pumpkin pie. Like I think it's great. I don't know if I've like ever ordered anything pumpkin spice though.
Where do you
It's
fall
all
on
about
like
the pie.
On the what?
molasses cookies or gingerbread?
Yes.
Mm,
Ginger snap cookies.
I like molasses cookies. They're not
Right.
my favorite. Again, like I wouldn't pick them, but I'll eat them.
Would you pick gingerbread
Yeah.
or snickerdoodle?
Okay, how about
Snickerdoodle.
spiced apple cider? Like apple cider.
Drinking it.
Bring it.
Drinking it.
With whiskey?
Well, I got bad news for you guys. That's basically pumpkin spice, but in apple juice.
Do I need to call my mom and tell her that, you know?
Where I'm from, we go on horse-drawn carriage rides and drink that shit through fields and stuff.
Oh, so
you know?
Pennsylvania, nice.
No, in Kansas, but
Me and Kent played a gig. I emceed, his band played, and I emceed a gig for these Christian bikers.
Nice.
Wild. And they had some apple pie
they weren't Christian bikers.
moonshine.
Moonshine.
They said a prayer, but they had apple pie moonshine.
They were
and it
feeding
was-
to us on stage.
It was like warm, delicious. Don't know, not really sure how I got home that night.
Derek, was the prayer something like, please keep these motherfuckers away from our bikes?
No, they were inducted. Okay, so it's like this biker gang that was hanging out in town, and they were inducting nothing against these guys, but just a bunch of guys in their mid 30s to early 50s that had a bunch of capital laying around and watched a couple episodes of Sons of Anarchy and said, "Hey, we can do that."
They called a chiropractor before or after they went on the bike tour?
Well,
They were actually a chiropractor and then bought the bike and were bikers on weekends.
Smart.
They've been around for a while, though, as long as.
Kent, they had a table and a gavel. Come on,
Yeah,
Like a
everything.
chiropractor.
It was official. No, like,
dude,
they were doing business. It was a
they're a
club
bike
rally.
club and they have a gavel. I mean, Andy, is the word pretentious reaching?
No, I don't think so. I think you're right on. Hey, Clark, you're in a band.
No, I used to be
Oh, what'd you guys play?
rock and roll, man.
Oh,
Rock
just
and
straight
roll,
up
man.
hot, nasty, sexual rock and
It's
roll.
kind of stoner rock. Stoner rock would be the best way to describe it for you, probably.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. A little bit more, but I get it. Yeah.
It's grungy. Yeah.
Yeah. I dig it, dude. You're not from Seattle, are you?
No.
Kansas born and raised?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Favorite
from
barbecue place in Kansas?
in Kansas. My house.
Oh, okay.
No. We have a place called Joe's up in the Kansas City area. Pretty good. Joe's.
I feel like I've heard of Joe's in Kansas City.
Probably.
Derek,
But we're not
barbecue joints in Arizona.
Isn't that a misnomer?
I don't know.
Right?
I am going to be the one that everybody thinks is stupid, but I'm from Kansas, and I'm from Western Kansas, so like I didn't really grow up with a ton of great barbecue. Like we didn't really do that.
Yeah.
But when I moved to the East Coast, I got really into North Carolina barbecue.
That
Like
vinegary
the first
stuff.
bite, I spit it out, and like I was pissed off. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But then I got to where like before I left there, like they would put like all the vinegar shit in the sandwich already, but I would like be dumping it on every bite, with some Texas Pete. Like I really dig North Carolina barbecue quite a bit, and I haven't had really good North Carolina barbecue since then. So
Okay, Sarah, what is going on? You're super excited.
Aaron, we're in the top of the ninth, bases loaded.
I
two
was
out.
just about to ask
Tatis
you
is
this.
sitting on second base, and Joe Kelly is fucking pitching.
they do our baseball podcast. Never mind them.
This is the best. There's going to be a fight.
Andy, where are you from?
Oh, we're in Oregon.
Oregon.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
And
Don't
where's
take
the
me
best
off. I'll be
barbecue?
right back.
What
Sport.
part, like, are you in like country Oregon or like?
Yes. No, we're not in Portland.
No, we left Portland after we got robbed.
Really?
Yeah, Portland's bad.
Portlandia says it's so cool there.
India was Portland 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Yeah. It's not like that anymore. It's
Now
bad.
Portland can suck my dick and balls.
Tell me more about why Portland sucks.
It's trash. It's a garbage city.
gangs,
The
the
politics are horrible. The
druggy
bureaucrats all want to
homeless,
kill you. The druggies want to kill you.
graffiti,
People in general want to kill you.
taxes,
The homeless problem.
bad sidewalks,
Everything is just going to shit.
long
There's
lines
no
for food,
infrastructure.
traffic,
I could step on needles around my house.
no parking.
Worst place on the planet.
Found our clip for tonight's show.
Right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not go to
See my
Portland.
buddy Matt, who I wish he was here. He usually is. He romanticizes Portland. Well, he did 15 years ago, but yeah, he likes Portland. But I don't know, man. He's not from there. He was like a visitor that moved there, and
No,
we almost moved there. And I'm glad we didn't now, because like we inherited some money, and we were in Kansas, and I used to live on the East Coast, and my wife had never left where Kent's at, Garden City, Kansas. She had never left there. And she was reluctant to leave. Not that she wanted to stay there, but she was just like, I've never done that, you know. And she's just from a small town. And we were either going to go to Colorado Springs, Portland, or Phoenix, because we had to go somewhere where I could smoke weed legally because it helps with my OCD. And we chose Phoenix. And granted, everything you just said, you can find out in Phoenix.
yeah, I'm sure.
But like,
Sarah, what
Okay.
channel is the game on?
It's on FS1, and Joe Kelly is either about to be the most loved man in Los Angeles again or the most hated.
Okay,
Didn't the Dodgers
sorry.
win?
Go on.
I
Go
thought
on.
it was over.
Why not both?
Sorry.
The man has a mural, but if he gives up a grand slam to Eric Hosmer right here, people are going to throw him out of that city.
so this is real deal happening right here. This is
This
Yeah,
is
hi.
this is hardcore.
Andy. It's happening.
Oh,
It's happening.
fuck me. Maybe later. I want to sign into my TV provider.
That's the thing about back home media, Andy. I have to. I didn't give a fuck about baseball.
Now you do. Now you do. Now you do.
7 months.
Yeah.
This is the biggest.
Eric?
This is probably the second biggest postseason, like divisional rivalry there is.
Hmm.
But this is the best game I've seen in the postseason so far.
I have not watched any ball sports.
I wish I never got into ball sports.
Listen, I'm a car guy. I
I need
prefer
anxiety
racing.
meds because
I
of
like
sports.
racing because the only sports I like require 2 balls.
Hold on. Our
Racing
team
has
is
balls in the wheels, ball bearings, all sorts of
cute.
balls.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
We like lots of balls.
Clark's awake.
JK.
Clark's awake, baby. Yes.
Start talking about balls.
Maybe. You never know. Out here alone in Southwest Kansas, where it's real desolate.
JK.
Where our barbecue comes fresh, you know, we walk out to the field, kill that cattle.
That is the thing about Kansas. You get a good steak in Garden City, Kansas, man.
You guys.
Your steak had an agenda earlier that day.
Yeah, the freshest of the fresh. We on Sunday we butchered 26 chickens. We were raising meat chickens. And
You're a fucking monster.
Yeah, we
I felt
are.
like it. I did not have a good night after that.
Rough weekend, but
Los Angeles still
Thank
loves
you.
Joe Kelly.
Please sign in.
Oh, you
Let me
missed
ask
it.
you
It's
this.
over.
I don't buy fucking shit.
Let me ask you this. At
Who are
what
you
point
asking?
I don't give a shit about baseball, Aaron. No, I'm asking. We're talking about dead murdering their pets right now.
Sure. I'll be right back.
At what point did the little chickens realize something was wrong?
right
When I
before
stepped through the door.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we raised these birds specifically for this meat purpose, and they were kept in their own separate pen. They weren't out with the rest of the flock.
They weren't in general pop.
No, they weren't. They were in their own little space. I had 2 mama hens go broody, which means they're super hormonal and they're sitting on everybody's eggs and they bite you if you try to touch them. So it's a perfect time for me to get some little baby chicks and slide them under a mama, and then she'll just raise them for me. So I had 2 mamas, 26 chicks. They did a great job. But these chicks reach a point at about 8 weeks where their meat, their breast meat specifically, is so overdeveloped that they don't really walk much. They just kind of like step and squat and
Have heart
lay
attack.
there to eat. So you can't actually let them live past about 12 to 14 weeks. Their hearts can't keep up with them.
Derek, remember how you were like 4 years ago? That's how these meat birds are.
Listen. Have you seen what's his god, the Super Size Me guy? He just did a new documentary where he opened a chicken restaurant.
I have not seen it.
It's actually a pretty good watch, and he kind of everything she just said I know because of that show. But yeah, like his birds, he would go visit them during the documentary and stuff, and he went there and there was like 3 of them laying there dead, and he was like, "Fuck happened?" And the old farmer guy's like, "Oh, heart attacks."
Yeah.
And Morgan Forlock, he was like, "That sucks," and he's like, "No, that's a good sign." He's like, "That means we're ready." He's like, you want them to be like where they're just on that verge of like every step's like a miracle, they're still here. It's like Jesus Christ, and that's like 8 or 12 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and this is like genetics, right? Where this is like us helping this process along, right?
Yeah, these birds are bred from a Cornish game hen and a white leghorn chicken, and then a whole bunch of like magic. And the chickens that you get in the store, that's what these are. If you get one that's in the 3 to 5 pound range, they're going to be about 6 weeks old.
I think 4 weeks old.
Okay.
So
And
grass fed's alive. They're just laying there.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, when they're little, when they're under 6 weeks, they're moving around. But once they get close to that 8 weeks, they're not really doing much. They eat, sleep, poop. That's it. I mean, our baby's got stuff from the apple.
Yeah, but I had a bunch of roommates like that, and I didn't kill them.
They might have been delicious. You don't know.
Yeah.
So here's my litmus, you guys. The more evil and mean and aggressive something is, the better it tastes. That's just my personal opinion. And what you have to understand about chickens is they're so delicious because they're little raptors. If they were the size of a chihuahua, okay. No, I take that
They're
back.
the size of a chihuahua.
If they were the size of like a pit bull,
Yeah.
they would just be roving in gangs, and they would be a huge problem, and we'd have people shooting them from a helicopter.
That's called
because
turkeys.
they were just killing people.
They're mean motherfuckers.
They're little raptors, and they'll eat anything. They'll eat each other.
I do find solace that your little heart felt bad that night, Andy.
It felt bad, but I just know that if they had the opportunity to kill and eat me, they would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to paint you as bad. I'm joking, obviously. But like honestly, like
it's hard.
I don't know if I could do it. When I was a kid, my grandpa gave me a BB gun. And he's like, "Get rid of all these fucking birds," and I was just like, just fucking dropping birds out of the sky, dude. And it was fun. I'd go pick up the little bird body and make a bird pile, dude. It was gross, man. I was just killing for fun until I had to watch one die. I shot a crow and it took like 40 bullets to finally, I think my grandpa walked over and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "It won't fucking die." And he stepped on it. And that was when I like stopped shooting birds and shit. I was like, that is fucking violent. But see, I wasn't eating these birds. I was just shooting them for kicks. You know what I mean?
And that's
that's the difference between homesteading and being a sociopath.
Yeah. So, but in another story, then the next time I killed animals, and I have actually changed my ways. And again, I have no problem. I'm glad you were doing what you were doing. I'm glad there are people in this world that have the stomach to go to a meat packing plant every day, and their sole purpose is to hold bolt cutters and chop spinal cords all day. I don't know how he sleeps at night, but whatever. Fuck it. I'm glad he does it. We have good food on our table. That's awesome. But
Derek,
I went fishing with my. Well,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Just real quick, man. It would be nice if we could just clip the heads off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what you have to do is you have to cut the.
I don't need to know. I don't need to know that.
And their heart needs to pump because that's what's pumping all of the blood out.
You gotta drain it.
Yeah.
But, and we put a zip tie on their feet because the more they thrash
I don't
around.
think we need to go into all that.
Okay,
detail.
go ahead.
Do you hang them upside down?
Yeah, we put them in a cone.
No,
So they're just contained.
Right.
I think Aaron's gonna puke. Derek, what were you saying? You went fishing?
No, she's still watching the Braves game. Go ahead.
Braves have been done for like 12 hours. This is the Dodgers Padres.
My grandparents were farmers. I know about all this stuff too.
Yeah.
I had chickens at one point, and we did that sometimes. I was never there for it because I didn't want to see it.
Aaron's not gonna be eating chicken nuggets anytime soon.
Oh my God! Hold on.
No, but this is the thing. I went fishing with my dad, and I love fishing, dude. Like I grew up in Kansas, so like you would go. We can get catfish sometimes, every once in a while, some bass, but not a lot of hot fishing in Kansas where I'm from. But when I moved to Virginia Beach, I would go down the Chesapeake Bay all the time, dude, and the James River, and I would you cast your line out within 30 seconds, you had something, you know. And I was like an avid fisherman, dude. And then one night we caught like 20 of them. and we were like 5 miles from our where the dock was. So my dad was just going. He's like, "Hey man, you need to start cleaning those fish in the back of the boat." So I pulled them into the thing, and they're all still alive. And I'm just cutting their heads off, dude. And they're croakers, so they're very vocal, you know. And I had to like cut the heads off of like 25, 26 croakers, and they're just like, "Rrr!" And like I have never fished since then. It just again, I don't think that people should not fish. I just realized that I don't have it in me. Like if you would have been like, Derek, you're a guest at my house, so you need to go kill these chickens out there. I'd be like, I don't think I could do it and go to sleep tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
glad
pussy.
you explained what the sound was that they made though, because in my mind I had like this Ren and Stimpy, like, "Oh God, oh you motherfucker! Why would you do that?"
See, if that was the sound they make, I definitely couldn't do it.
Listen. I have such a level of respect for people who do that, because I eat meat. I eat certain meats, but I could not. Even hearing it makes me cringe, and I don't know if it's because I'm a pet owner and I'm super sensitive to certain things. That probably has nothing to do with it. But you guys, y'all are king and queens, because never could I do that.
We rescue old cats,
Yeah,
and we don't eat them, by the way.
We have pets. I mean, we take in rescue ducks. We have rescue chickens. We have goats. So it's just most of our animals are, you know, they're pets, but they also have a specific purpose. Like we've got 20 hens and they lay delicious eggs. I have 14 ducks. They lay delicious eggs.
Ducks are the best.
So you basically have to separate yourself from it on some level.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, like my cat, I adopted him. He's an older cat and I love him to death. I just, when it comes to that level of farming, I don't have it in me.
So Aaron, if I may, you know, I've had a vegan friend that one time, I mean, got a little drunk and really wanted to argue with me. And they were like, you know, you have all these animals and, you know, I want to know where you draw the line, right? Like when are you going to stop? Are you going to stop at the rabbit? Are you going to stop at the horse? Are you going to stop at the cat? And I told him, I really need you to quantify this. Like, how's the economy doing? Where are we at? What are the supermarkets looking like?
Right.
Is this a cat that I already like? Am I taking care of it? Is it one that's been in my house, or is it just one that's around the neighborhood? And they didn't like hearing that very much. That was not the right answer for them.
Yeah. Well, what's your question?
Well, where do you draw the line? Because I agree. Like people are like, oh, you can't eat a dog. And I'm like, that's cool.
Well, okay. Well, listen, my thing is we have farms and resources and we have supply right now. So we are able to feed. And obviously that's not the way it is for vegans. My dad's a vegan. God bless him. I wish I could be, but I can't. I love meat too much. And I say this as somebody who loves meat. I could never be the one who watches it get slaughtered or help do that.
I couldn't either.
I don't have the stomach for it. And when it comes to chickens and hens and stuff like that, I get it. And the line gets drawn as to where we are as a society and where we are as an economy and what we need to feed us. I mean, it really comes down to us as a country, you know, like.
But I think the line is actually drawn geographically. I think that certain, like I used to have a doctor in my hometown of like 2,000 people. He was from the Philippines. And he would just straight up talk about eating dog. Like he didn't do it at his house, but in his home country,
I
like
do that.
Like, but like in their country,
monkeys and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, like in their country, like that was normal. Like it was just like, but like, and then like, so like I don't know, like because at the end of the day, like I love meat. I'm going to eat meat, but I am also somebody that does not get lost in this like. Animals don't feel pain bullshit. Animals don't know what's going on bullshit. I think that it is I think you have to respect the grocery store when you look down and see all that red everywhere. Like that is something fucking was scared. Like what's going on? Oh shit, looks like they're putting bullets in your head or bolts in your head. That sucks.
Well, and I'm also a big believer in, and this might not be true at all, but it's something that I've made myself believe to make myself feel better. And that says something that I think there are humane ways to slaughter animals and inhumane ways to slaughter animals. So, and I don't know if you can necessarily taste it per se and when you eat meat, but I do think that you can slaughter an animal in a humane way where they're not fucking scared out of their minds.
Right. I totally agree.
And when it comes down to like geographically, like I'm not going to eat this. I would never eat dog. I would never eat any of that unless I was left with nothing else to eat. But I'm also the person who doesn't eat seafood. I don't eat fish. Like I don't do it. I'm a big chicken person.
Can I ask, if you were over in the Philippines and you were having a delicious dish and you ordered the chicken, it was a pad thai chicken, and you are eating it and you're like, man, this is good. What kind of chicken is this? And the guy looked at you and said, no, not chicken. Ruff, ruff. What would you do at that point?
Give the food back.
I don't know. I would quit eating.
And yet
I wouldn't trust anybody feeding me anything.
I wouldn't like. That's the thing, though. If I was over in those countries, you have to assume a level of responsibility on what you believe.
Sure.
I mean, the same thing. When I was a kid, I was told I was eating freaking beef in my spaghetti, and it was venison. And
you don't do Bambi.
That shit's delicious. I don't even
love
care.
it.
It's so good.
I can't do it. I don't know why. I try so hard. If you fool me, I will eat it. But I'm one of those people for whatever reason, and I hate it so much that I'm this person. But if I know what it is before I eat it, I'm done. Does that make sense? Like,
see, like my dad was a big hunting guy, so we ate all like rabbit, all that.
Yeah, my family's that way. I have family, they travel to Texas every year, they hunt. But
Clark, I want to know your take. Orange Man and Child Molester have had like a super baby, and now their mech is running the country, and everything has completely gone to shit, and it's basically like post-apocalyptic. Okay, how much weight do you have to lose before you decide that you're just going to go hunting for whatever stray animals are around the neighborhood?
I think 2 days.
When does McDonald's run out of spicy chicken nuggets?
Right. Yeah.
How big is that?
I'm stopping by the sports store on the way home.
Well, and you know, depending on where you were in the country, the meat supply was pretty messed up this year. And, you know, we always buy a hog from 4-H auction, you know, support the kids. And they weren't having the 4-H fairs. So we bought a hog from a local farmer, and it was processed with a local butcher. So not only did the farmer get money, the butcher got money, mama got bacon. So good.
That's what we did here.
It was a very humanely raised, practically spoiled black heritage hog. Super good. And we've been eating on that. And then we bought a quarter bison. Same thing. Helps a farm, helps the butcher, feeds our family. And then now we've got lots of really, really good chicken. And if you've never had, you know, meat birds that have been raised on not only really good feed, but apples and vegetables out of the garden and any kind of...
You season them before while they're alive.
Right? You season them before. And
use lots of pumpkin spice.
I have a question that I've had this whole night, and I'm going to ask it.
What's that?
Did you name the chickens?
No.
Oh, fuck no.
Okay, I was going to say, I was going to hang up on you if you did.
There's only one animal I was able to butcher that I had named. It was this white layer duck that we had. It was a male white layer duck, and white layer is actually a breed of duck, and they're mostly known for laying eggs. Obviously, the male duck is not going to be laying eggs, but you keep a male around, just kind of, you know, the social impact is good or whatever.
Plus babies.
Baby. But unfortunately, this male duck was attacking the babies that we had, so we had to get rid of him. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Her mom did not think it was funny, but when we named this white layer duck, I named him Privilege because he was a white male. You call him Privy for short.
Privy.
And he was delicious. He was tough, but he was delicious.
We had tacos.
Mhm.
No, lettuce wraps. We had Thai lettuce wraps.
Yeah, we had privileged Thai lettuce wraps.
Yeah. He made some beautiful babies, and
then tried to kill and eat them.
And then tried to kill and eat them. And we were also. It was the day we were processing chickens, and so we were already in the mode. We were already set up, and I was like, "You fucker, no." So yeah, we had some bruised and bloody babies, and he died.
Sarah, surely you did something similar.
We had ducks, and we had like 12 different breeds of chickens. Like some of them were just, we named all, like we had the Saramas, like the little itty bitties. We had some of the, why the fuck can't I think of the name? The big fluffy, the fuzzy ones. Why can't I think of it?
The silkies?
Yeah, the silkies. We had the silkies, we had the Saramas, we had like all these, and then we had like red just layer hens and stuff like that.
Right.
And they were supposed to be for eggs. And then my ex decided that he was going to sell them. And I came home one day and all my and they were all named after like the Golden Girls. And so I came home one day and all my red chickens were gone, which of course, you can't do anything with the Saramas and stuff. They're too little to do
They're
anything
just
with.
trading.
So they're still just hanging out and having a good time. And I had like but all my little red hens were gone. And I went out and started calling for them. I was like, they weren't coming to me. And I'm going, went back in the house. I was like, where are the girls at? And he was like, he was cleaning something, and I was like, what did you do to my babies? Like, we had some that, they didn't have names. They were just there. Do whatever you want with those. And we had a rooster that went after our daughter one time. No. Yeah. You're done. Sorry. Yeah. You're gone. But those were supposed to be and I sold eggs. Like I sold tons and tons and tons of eggs because they were just laying like crazy. And it was, the big, super delicious brown eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they were gone. And I was really, really pissed off about it.
Yeah, no, you would have had to leave the house.
What? I wouldn't have done it. Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't. He just
He's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, somebody. Oh yeah, he's a pile of crap. But somebody offered him like $10 or $12 per chicken, so he just went and grabbed the fattest ones. And I was like, you asshole! Like, there's other chickens out here that you're supposed to do that with. Well, they're not big enough yet. Well, then you tell them to fucking wait until they are.
My friends that have chickens in mostly Oklahoma, most of my friends have chickens. They have a big problem with keeping the chickens alive from with predators. Do you have a lot of that going on?
Well, it depends. I mean, sometimes it depends on the time of the year or if there's a stray cat. There was a stray cat that got dumped that killed probably 11 ducks.
Jeez.
And we eventually trapped the cat, and you found the owner, two owners back.
I don't really give a shit whether it was the owner or not. It was somebody that was willing to take it from our house.
Mm-hmm. So it was, yeah. So that cat, it was abandoned, starving, out there alone, unsheltered. So I understand what it was doing, but I still
circle of life.
Keep in mind, so we live in the country and we get a lot of animals dumped out where we are.
Yeah.
We have a cat that we took in. It's actually been just a year now. He showed up in the backyard. I could tell something was wrong because it was like bobbing and weaving around. And so I went out. I was out in the morning taking care of the animals. Yeah, and it had crawled underneath my trailer smoker. And so I just sat down and I put my hand out. After about 30 seconds, he came walking over. Again, looking ratty. I've never seen such a ratty cat, and literally just fell into my lap. And I'm not one of those people that like claims to talk to pets or anything, but I do feel like I'm a little empathic with animals. I usually get along with pretty much all animals. And this dude just looked up at me like finally a comfortable place to die. That's what it was. And I took him inside, woke Corianne up. It's not the first or the last time I've woken Corianne up with a nearly dead animal that we had to resuscitate. But, we cleaned him up a little bit.
Took him to the vet.
Took him to the vet. The vet looked him over. All things told, he was starving to death, but he really wasn't in bad shape, except for he's blind and deaf and
he had
13
a
years old.
gaping wound on his neck that was infected.
So we took
The
care of
X-ray
him.
showed there was 11 ducks inside of him.
Not this one, fortunately. Erin went and got her cat because she's just feeling like she needs.
She's like, I gotta go snuggle something.
I gotta show you him.
My 20-year-old
Oh.
cat is underneath of my desk right
Look.
now.
Oh, pretty baby. Nice baby. Yeah, this cat, we named him Jameson after the whiskey.
Aw.
Because I needed a stiff drink when we paid his vet bill.
We had some friends online that were like, do a GoFundMe, we'll help. And so I think we had like over $1,400 donated, covered about half-ish of the vet bills. And they wrote a bunch of stuff off. They were super cool. But got the wound closed up, got enough weight on him. He could have surgery and go clean all the infection out. And now he is permanently attached to your nephew. He's like a therapy cat now.
And I know it's quite a juxtaposition against, we were just talking about butchering and eating our animals.
But compartmentalized,
It's so different. It's different.
Yeah, there's a difference between the pets and the food. Like that's because that's how we did it. Like I said, we had chickens and that didn't have names.
Yeah.
They were in a separate area, like they were kept in a separate area. They both had really big pins.
Yeah.
Both groups of them. And like I had a Phoenix rooster that could jump the fence. I don't know how he did. I mean, it was a huge tall fence and he would jump the fence if I wasn't out there by 6:15 every morning and come sit under the window and crow.
Yep.
And then I would get up, and when I got to the door, he would be sitting there like, are you coming now? Like, can I go back? Like, and he would just hop up. He'd just sit there. I'd scoop him up, and he'd just climb up and sit on my shoulder. And then I got back in the pen, and he'd take off.
Yeah.
Derek, I'm going to send you a video real quick.
Okay.
Which one are we doing? Oh, Miss Cinnamon.
So do you do a barbecue show? Is that what your podcast is? Is that what
We're competition barbecuers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we've been to the World
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been to the World Food Championships twice.
Really?
We were in the burger category with a chef that we were cooking with. And actually, I mean, our show, Pardon My Fork, is going great. So last week we had on Sean Kanan, who is a big-time soap opera star. He played AJ Quartermain and Deacon Sharp or something like that in The Young and the Restless for years and years, since the 90s. And before that, we had on Bill Foster. He's known as the tall and very muscular zombies in pretty much all zombie TV shows.
Cool.
And who else have we had? It's slipping my mind now.
That's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, we have had a bunch of, like, I don't know, just kind of like TV celebrities on, and we have a good time with it.
Awesome.
Because
Yeah.
food is like the universal language. We've been sitting here
Yes.
talking about it this whole time,
Yeah.
And I have a feeling this is Derek's favorite type of show where he doesn't really have to do a lot.
It's called Pardon the Fork. What's it called?
Pardon my fork.
Pardon my fork.
I steal his food a lot.
Yeah. And
So what's
Derek,
your favorite cut of meat to grill and smoke? What do you?
Yeah, and then
pork is my go-to.
yeah, Andy's other show is called Booze and Barbecue. So those are the two shows that he does.
Booths.
You got it there, Kent?
He's doing what Back Home Media does, but he's successful.
No, whatever. Look at your following here on
I
Twitch.
have 4 people watching, man. Fuck my guidance counselor.
It goes
Nah.
well. We really have a good time. We do a small batch episode for Pardon My Fork where it's beer and wine and whiskey and cocktails, but mostly things that are brewed in small batches.
Yeah. And we have an in-house sommelier that comes on and does or walks us through the tasting, and yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: you're doing the Facebook Live thing. Have you noticed any hit in your podcast numbers by streaming the videos live?
I mean, yeah, kind of. It's we had this conversation. What was it? Just a couple of days ago or a week ago, Derek?
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
Yeah, when we did that Twitch, we were talking about that, weren't we?
And
Yeah.
you are. I'm just kidding. But but it's fresh on my mind, man. Like I'm going to Facebook tonight, and people are watching a little bit. You know, that's it's like, you kind of have to go to Facebook to get like people. But then like, I feel like people will watch 15 minutes of your show on Facebook, and then the next day when they see that podcast update on their app, they're like, I pretty much got the gist of that episode. I feel like it. I don't know, man. I feel like I noticed whenever I started streaming to Facebook, and at first when I was getting crazy numbers, I was like, I found it, and then my podcast just tanked, but I didn't care because I was like, I'm getting all these numbers, and I really regret that decision, man. Like I had like a good thing going with my podcast and shit.
Do you prefer Twitch over Facebook?
Yeah, but I don't have like we're on Twitch right now. I'll tell you, there's probably nobody watching on Twitch. One person is watching on Twitch.
Oh, they left.
Oh no!
I'm excited about the barbecue stuff.
Yeah, dude. Follow him on Facebook. They hit his Boost Poos and Barbecue and the Pardon My Fork. That it's on Facebook often.
Booze and Barbecue.
Where did they go?
Boost. They fell off.
Oh,
Boost.
Booze and Barbecue. Who's here? Say your names.
Aaron.
Say your name. 5 people are watching from my page. Who are you?
I'm like, who's here? You're saying me? No, apparently people watching. God bless.
It's just, there's 5 people watching and I don't know who they are.
That's part of never knowing who's watching.
Announce yourself.
On your page, you should name
They're lurkers.
Say who you are.
Lurking ass fools. Jeez.
Guys, I think I'm going to take off.
I'm going to go to bed too. I got to get up at 3:30.
Really
Aaron, thanks for hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're awesome. Kent,
Demi Moore.
love you.
Yep.
All right, man. I'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the book can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to disgrace in his arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground bids